Hello, how is everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining me in this happy hour with Girls Night In online. Um, we are going to be covering the blue agave that produces the delicious tequila that we all know and love. So, first, I'm going to talk about where the tequila grows and where the blue agave produces tequila. It's a town, it's produced in 5 towns, but we're going to cover Jalisco because Jalisco is the town that produces the most tequila in central Mexico. Um, let's start with the soil. So around 200,000 years ago, a volcano erupted near the town of Jalisco, and it left this beautiful, highly nutrient, red volcanic soil. And it still remains today, and that is, I think, what may give give tequila and this agave its distinct flavor. All right, so let's grab some glasses. And I don't know what you guys have there with you, but a wine glass is best when tasting tequila. So I'm gonna pour a little Blanco. The agave plant grows to about 3 to 5 years, and the farmer or the El Humidor cuts the tips off so that it allows the agave, the heart of the agave, to expand. And that's where you get your juice. That's where the juice starts to develop. Um, so after this, like maybe about 7 to 8 years, some producers let it grow longer. All of the leaves of the agave plant are removed. And this is what we call the piña. After that, the piña is cut in half and taken to a cave-like oven. It can be clay. It can be also, what am I looking for? Let's say clay or brick. There's steam that's involved in the cooking just to preserve the juices of the agave, of the piña. And what happens after that, it's cooled, then it is milled or grinded, and the milling extracts the juices. One interesting part of the agave is that the what's left from the milling, there's you have a material that they use for many things, like making paper, stuffing couches, car seats, whatever, and many other things, which is kind of cool because it's like the entire plant is used. So what did I say? Cooked, cooled, and then milled, and then starts the fermentation. And tequila is, if it's done the traditional way, it's fermented with the agave juice, the water from where it's grown, and the natural yeast from the area. Then after that, there's the distillation process, and tequila is distilled twice, distilled 2 times. Some producers distill their tequila 3 times. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Blanco. The Blanco is never aged. It is ready for, well, the Blanco is ready for distillation immediately or ready for bottling immediately after distillation. There are also producers that age agave or Blanco for up to 2 months. Some think that it mellows the tequila, but the Blanco that isn't aged is the traditional style of tequila. And then we have the Reposado, which is aged in white oak barrels for 3 months to a year. Reposado actually means rested. Then we have our añejo, which is aged in aged in white barrels for a year to 3 years or more. So tequila takes a while to get into your glass, and you know, if you're thinking about bourbon or gin or anything like that, it's about a year, you know, that the wheat grows or whatever they might be using, or their corn. But the agave plant has a life of 7 to 10 years, and then it has to be regrown again to use for tequila. All right. So if anyone has any questions, you can start chatting with me, but I'm going to make some cocktails in the meantime. All right. So we're going to start with a cocktail that I call the Piña Stirred. All right. So we got 1.5 ounces of Blanco. We're doing a 1/2 ounce of Campari. This is not what I want to build this in. 1/2 ounce of Campari. 1/4 ounce of honey ginger. 1/2 ounce of this macerated pineapple. Ice and stir. So this cocktail it's delicious neat. It's be a bit more refreshing on a summer day or spring day, topped with ice. And there you go. There is your Piña Stirred. Next cocktail we're gonna do is the Guzman Strawberry. My friends Gail and Michael got me these really beautiful strawberries. So I'm gonna do 2 ounces of the macerated strawberry, turmeric, and sage. And I'm gonna do So I want to do the Blanco. I'm going to do an ounce of the Blanco. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of the honey ginger syrup. Ice. Vigorous shake. Add ice. There you have the Guzman strawberry. Okay. Next cocktail is the 90-day watermelon. So I'm doing 2 ounces of reposado, 1.5 ounces of this juice that you get from the macerated watermelon, cucumber, and basil. Quarter ounce of fresh lime, or rather 3/4 of fresh lime, and 1/4 ounce of the honey ginger. Add ice. Shake. Top with ice. And there is your 90-day watermelon. You want? You deserve it. You helped me all day. Okay. So we're going to do the cucumber vine, and that is 1.5 ounces of the Blanco, 1/4 ounce of the honey ginger, 1 ounce of fresh lime. So these are the cucumbers and the rosemary that I just kind of let hang out together, put a little bit of salt, and them get to know each other. Ice, sugar, tea. This drink, pour directly into the glass. It's nice, topped with a sparkling water, sparkling wine. This is the cucumber vine rosemary bat. Okay. One more cocktail that I'm gonna make for my lovely assistant. The tequila penicillin. 2 ounces of the agave, the añejo agave. 1 ounce of fresh lemon. Yeah, this shit, and a 1/2 ounce of the honey ginger. I'm gonna take it off that ice. And add more ice. And this is your tequila penicillin. Okay. So at this time, I would like to talk about something that I think is important when it comes to buying tequila. There's a movement of bat-friendly tequila, and it was introduced by the Tequila Exchange Project and the University of Mexico. So bats need the agave flower to pollinate, and we need the bats to make tequila. Basically, they're interchangeable. The lesser known bat or the lesser long-nosed bat and the long-tongued bat feed on the agave flower. And they were both in facing extinction because of the amount of tequila we were drinking. And that was produced. So, Tequila Exchange Project and the University of Mexico has a program where if you produce tequila, you allow 5% of your agave to mature and flower. And this allows the bats to pollinate, migrate, and germinate, which we all know is important. So when you are buying tequila, look for the ones that are doing this, that are allowing the bats to feed like they need to. Okay? So, you have questions?
So the first question, what's the purpose of having a worm in the bottle?
I don't think there's any purpose to it. I think it was so the question, okay. The question was, what's the purpose of having the worm in the bottle? I don't think it really has any purpose. I think it was a marketing idea.
How do you make the honey ginger and apple mixture?
The honey ginger is 1 part honey, 1 part water, and a handful of sliced ginger. And then I cook it to a boil and then let it simmer and then cool.
What type of tequila is best for mixing and which is best alone?
So I think they're all great alone. So the question was, what type of tequila is best for mixing and which is best alone? I would say that Blanco is probably the best for mixing, and it's especially when you're shaking a cocktail. But when you're stirring a cocktail, Reposado, they all do well with stirring the cocktail, stirred cocktail. For sipping, I like to sip Blanco before a meal. It's a little bit earthier and kind of makes you salivate. I like to drink Reposado or Añejo after a meal. It's kind of like a dessert cocktail to me.
Why is it double strained, the Guzman strawberry?
I don't want the seeds of the strawberry. I'm sorry, I'm new to this. So the Guzman strawberry is double strained because I don't want the seeds of the strawberry to be in the cocktail, getting into your teeth and all that. It's enjoyed better if it's not.
Are you able to send these recipes written to attendees?
Yes. Am I able to send the recipes? Yes, I will talk to Shelly and Peg and see if I can upload that onto the website.
How do you make the watermelon basil syrup?
So I cut up some watermelon, some cucumber, and basil, and I just filled a bowl that was probably about this large and that deep, and let it sit overnight. If you have the time to let it sit overnight and maybe 2 or 3 nights, it gives you more juice to use.
Can you substitute herbs?
Absolutely. Can you substitute herbs? Yes, you can absolutely substitute herbs.
How will you know if the brands are allowing the bats to feed?
So there's a square silver sticker that shows you that it is a bat-friendly tequila. Certification, rather.
Isn't gold tequila just caramel coloring?
So yeah, so there's a tequila that they call mixto, and it is not 100% agave. So there are preservatives, there are sweeteners like corn fructose and caramel coloring that doesn't make it 100% agave. Thank you all for joining me.